Hey there, Facebook. It is Vanessa here again, your motivational speaker, trainer, and head coach from Live, Love, Give. And today's message is to stop disregarding the infinite intelligence of the universe. And really, I really wanted to bring this message to you because it's actually happening in my life again, where I am finding this analogy really working for me in terms of figuring out what's going on. And that's why I wanted to bring this message to you guys. It is the analogy of the feather, the brick, the truck. And many of you guys out there have probably already heard this being spoken about before. It's nothing new, but I thought, it's timely for me. So I'm hoping that it's also valuable to you guys out there, because recently in my life, I've found that I've just been falling back into these old habitual patterns, and an unhealthy pattern that I probably haven't experienced in about 5 years or so. And I got to a point yesterday where I was just like, oh my gosh, like I need to look at what's going on here. Like, how did I get here? Why am I feeling this way? And I started sort of questioning it, and I was reminded of the fact that there is this infinite intelligence that we get from the universe. And, however you want to look at this is the way I look at it, and I find it really useful. It might be a very different way of thinking to you, but I challenge you to keep an open mind as we talk about it. And ultimately, I'm going to bring this analogy to you. So there's this analogy that, we're going along this journey of life, and I really do have the belief that, when things are running smoothly, everything's going really, things are just working out without effort, it means we're on the right path. We're going in the right direction. And I believe that the universe serves us. It encourages us to go on a path that is unique to us, that is in alignment with our truth. And when we fall off that path and we're going in the wrong direction, that's when stuff gets hard. We get faced with these massive challenges. We get another opportunity to learn the lesson. And, stuff just, it's hard. It's not easy to get through. And I look at that as the universe's infinite intelligence alerting us to the times when we're on the right track. Yes, keep going, go for it, making it easy for you. And on the flip side, no, you're not on the right path. Wake up, have this wake up call. You need this, you need to learn this lesson, like get off this path and build some consciousness around the direction that you're going. And that's why this analogy falls into place here. And that is, for all you guys who haven't heard it, I'm not sure if you have or you haven't, but what happens is the universe, when we're going down that path and we're not quite on track and we're going in the wrong direction in terms of, following a path that is true to who we are, the universe will send us messages in the forms of feathers. We might get a little tickle, oh, that wasn't the right move, or, a little triggered here, or a little challenge there. Nothing too hard, it's just a little tickle, it's not much. And if we choose to take the message, great, we wake up, we move in the right direction, we shift gears. But if we choose to ignore those little feathers, it doesn't really matter, just keep going the way that we are, then ultimately those messages from the universe turn into bricks. Now, going from a feather to a brick, it kind of hurts. Like we get hit and we're like, that was kind of painful, but and I'm not injured enough to stop what I'm doing and build a real high level of consciousness here. And we get that choice again. Do we choose to wake up and say, okay, I've just been hit with a brick here. What's going wrong? What's happening? How can I build a level of consciousness to double check whether I'm on the right path or not? And how do I need to shift gears? Or we might just choose to ignore that brick and continue down that same path. And what happens is the universe is like, well, you're not listening. I've sent you the feathers. I've sent you the bricks, and you're still not getting it. You need a truck. And this is where we kind of get wiped out with a tragedy, with a huge circumstance. Maybe in our health, maybe it was, I was starting to feel a bit sick, I was starting to have some symptoms, and then the brick hit, and I started to get really sick. I needed a week off work, and then I didn't listen, and now I've just been hit with a truck, and I didn't get the messages, and now I've got cancer. Something like that happens, and we get woken up you know, and I like to think of it as the universe's infinite intelligence guiding us. It is trying to alert us. Everything is happening for a reason and a purpose that serves us, but we are in the driver's seat as to when we wake up. Do we wake up with the feathers? Do we wake up with the bricks? Or does it take a truck to knock us right out for us to actually say, hey, hang on a minute. What am I doing wrong? How do I shift gears? And yeah, I've just reached the point of being hit with some bricks. Particularly yesterday, and I was like, whoa, okay, I thought I had it together in that area, and I thought, I thought I was pretty good at picking up the feathers. I was pretty conscious of that, but yeah, I realized yesterday, no, I wasn't. I let the ball slip, and I got hit by a couple of bricks. So I, brought it upon myself to go, hey, okay, what's going on? How can I check in with myself? How can I build some self-awareness here? Because this isn't right. Why am I falling back into these old patterns? And because I've done that, today has been a brilliant day, and I've progressed, and I know that I've made the right shifts right now, and I'm not going to be hit by that truck, at least not in that scenario. So my hope is that this this particular message actually just triggers you to think about, have you been getting hit with some feathers recently in your health, maybe in your finances, maybe in your business, maybe in your relationship, and where could you build a little bit of consciousness so you don't have to endure the brick and let alone the truck. So really, that's what I wanted to bring with you guys today. So let me check in with you guys and see how you're going, and who's been able to join me. And make sure that you guys are dropping any questions, comments, all of it in the comments so that I can engage with you right here, right now. And Tony's here, and Aotearoa. Lovely to have you, and Ram and Hassani, awesome. I love that you're finding it a good topic there, Ram, and Sabrina and Peter and Lidju, and Eric's back, I love it, and Jason and Denoma and Daya and Sharat and Moises is back, I love it, and Maggie and Justin and Stephen. Awesome, guys, and Wes and Caden, I love it. Yes, I live by the limitless wisdom of the universe. It's so hard to silence the ego enough to flow. This is such an on-time reminder for me. Awesome. I'm grateful to hear that this has hit you at the right time. Maybe this is your feather, and I love that. Yes, it's so true that it's so hard to silence the ego enough to trust in something bigger than just ourselves at play. I absolutely agree, Hayden. I love that you know that. I love that, you're somebody doing the work on that, and you're conscious that our ego wants to think that everything that we do is all up to us. And it is to a large degree. We have huge influence, but I really think that it's so healthy. The most successful people in this world all have this one thing in common, that they believe in something larger than just themselves. Whether they want to call that, a god or a religion of some sort or whatever. For me personally, I just like to trust that, there's some sort of infinite intelligence that is larger than just us. And, and that's the way I like to look at it. And I find it really, really helpful for me and my personal development, and being able to surrender and trust and have faith that, I can be guided, and there's something more intelligent than I think I am at times. So I love that, Caden. Thanks for bringing up that point. That's awesome. And Shaylee's here, and Alan and Nancy, and love it. And Shlomo, lovely to have you. And yes, love that you're it's resonating with you, Eric and Lisa. Lovely to have you, in AK and Alavarison. Awesome to have you. And Misty, awesome. So true. Everything has meaning. We all think we are tough until the final brick hits. It's not a pretty wake-up call. Most definitely. So that's why I'm hoping that today's message alerts you to the feathers, to the bricks before the truck. So I love that. And yeah, definitely agree there, Misty. And Mark, thanks for joining. And Jeff, awesome to have you. And oh, what's the comments? And Ram, we are all part of the same universal energy. Universe complements us when we live in alignment with the universe. Most definitely. Yes, exactly, Ram. So, you know, it takes that surrender to something bigger than just ourselves to be able to get out of our own way at times. And yeah, I love that, you know, kind of that connective energy that we all can tap into. And there's such an infinite intelligence that is inexplainable. So I love that, Ram. And Jeff, hi to you. And Nancy, you're so welcome. Glad you're finding value here. And Emily, awesome to have you. And Ryan and Fernando and Swadin and Sharat, love that this is a great reminder for you. And Caden, thank you. I agree with your perspective here completely. Yes, what is a clear indication whether it's a natural challenge versus the universe telling us to turn around or deviate? Great question. What's a clear indication whether it's a natural challenge versus universe telling us to turn around or deviate? I would say, Caden, anytime we're hit with any sort of challenge along the path, the first question we should ask is not, should I stop and should I turn around, but actually, what's the lesson here? You know, what do I need to learn right now? What is this challenge presenting me with? And from that point, that is, you know, the ticket towards getting the clarity as to whether we're on the right path and we just need to just learn that lesson in order to keep moving forward, or we've just learned a lesson that's saying you're not on the right path, this is your right path, or go back to you know, go back over there, like whatever it is. But I think that the way that we get clarity as to what the challenge is trying to tell us is to work out, identify what the lesson is, and then the answer to that lesson by learning that lesson will give us that clarity as to whether we go straight forward, keep going, or we need to deviate. So hope that was helpful. That's just my opinion on it, so, or my perspective. So hope that was helpful, Caden. And I love your question. And definitely Nancy and Komang, thanks for joining. And David, I love it. And Deanne, and thanks, Eric. Glad that this is awesome. And David, win because we're one. Yes, definitely. And Jolene, thanks for being here. And Mikkel. And Carmen, I honestly find it hard to compare the word universe with the word God. Yeah, and you know what, like we're all different, so it depends, you know, what our belief system is. For me personally, you know, I grew up in a very atheist sort of family, a very scientific driven family, and I did go to a Christian school and take part in all of that stuff, but yeah, God is just personally not what I use. And if that's something that really resonates with you, you know, trusting that higher power that you trust in is God, then, you know, whatever works for you. This is not about, you know, pushing a different belief system on anybody. This is all about building higher levels of conscious awareness around what works for us to get us to the most empowered state as individuals in order to move forward in the direction of our limitless potential. So I hope that resonated with you, Carmen, and I so appreciate always you sharing your comments here and definitely your experience. And Jeremy's here, I love it, and Chris and Patel and Nancy. And Ram, yes, infinite intelligence guides us when we live in harmony with the universe. Harmony creates positive vibrations for coexistence through peace and love. I love having you here, Ram. I absolutely love you sharing your perspective here and your words of wisdom. I love it. And Abhishek, I don't know, sorry, but I love having you here. And Jimmy, and thanks Nancy and Han and Eric. I just watched the Bible series from Roma Downey and it's so wonderful. Awesome. I love it. And Carmen, awesome. I love that that was resonating with you. So guys, that really is my message for you guys today. I've been hit with a couple of bricks, just wanted to put the message out there, so in hope that it might wake you guys up as well to not have to experience the brick or the truck and actually pick up the signals from the feathers and learn the lessons that are going to guide you in the right direction. That is the name of the game. So I am, if you have any last questions, comments, feedback, make sure that you drop them in the comments below. Julie, you've just made it in right now. I'm just about to sign off, so I hope you catch the recording, get some ton of value from today's message. And yes, I am sending you guys all of my love, light, blessings, energy, enthusiasm, everything brilliant coming to you, to wherever you are in the world today. Sending you so much love, much gratitude and appreciation. And if you found today's message valuable, I'd love it if you would share it, in the hope that it could become the feather for other people and wake them up to what's going on for them as well, so they can get on the right path. I'd love that so much. All right, guys, signing off. I will see you all tomorrow.